All right, let's just jump right in. What we're about to talk about, it could completely change how you view their own metabolism, your energy, and your health. We're going way beyond the usual story about blood sugar.
Just let that sink in for a second. We've always been told that insulin is the good guy, right? It's the key that lets energy into our cells. But what if, in the world we live in today, that hero has accidentally become the villain of the story?
You see, for decades, the entire conversation, doctors, news, everything, has been focused on blood sugar. But that's just a symptom. The real issue, the one that does its damage silently for years, even decades, is a state of chronically high insulin. It's like a constant low-grade metabolic flood inside your body. So, to really get a handle on this flood, let's use a super simple analogy. I want you to picture your body's energy storage system as a suitcase that you have to pack every single day. Here's how it plays out. Step 1. With all the modern processed foods around us, we're constantly taking in way more energy than we need. Step 2. Insulin's main job is to take that energy and pack it neatly away in our fat cells. That's our suitcase. But here's the problem. What happens when that suitcase is stuffed completely full? That brings us to step 3. Fat starts to leak out and get stored in places it has no business being, like inside your liver and your muscle tissue. So what does your body do? Step 4. The pancreas basically panics. It starts shouting, punking out even more insulin to try and cram that last bit of energy into cells that are already overflowing. And finally, step 5. Your cells just get tired of the constant shouting. They start to ignore the signal. And that, right there, is insulin resistance.
This whole situation creates what I like to call a hormone standoff, and it reveals the one simple, non-negotiable rule of your metabolism. Think of your body like it has a simple switch. It can either be in fat storage mode or fat burning mode. It cannot be in both at the same time. When insulin is high, that switch is flipped to on for fat storage. And when that's on, the fat burning switch is automatically flipped to off. It's a one-way street. High insulin literally locks the doors to your fat stores, making it physically impossible to burn that stored energy. And if you take away just one thing today, please let it be this. You simply cannot burn your own body fat when insulin levels are high. Period. This explains everything. It's why so many of us can struggle and diet and exercise, but the weight won't budge. We're fighting a hormonal battle against ourselves, and the fat-burning machinery is just completely switched off. So while your body is stuck in this fat storage mode, something much worse is happening under the surface. This is the silent damage, the stuff that's going on for years before any typical medical test even raises a red flag. Chronically high insulin is just incredibly destructive. It actually causes the muscular walls of your arteries to get thicker and stiffer, which is a direct cause of high blood pressure. It puts your pancreas under constant stress, forcing it to work overtime until it starts to get exhausted. It's the main driver behind non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and maybe the most frightening part, the connection to the brain. Scientists are now calling Alzheimer's disease type 3 diabetes because they see how profoundly insulin resistance in the brain contributes to cognitive decline. And here's the real kicker. All of this damage can be happening while your standard blood sugar tests come back looking perfectly normal. Why? Because your body is smart. It will do anything to keep your blood sugar stable, and its primary tool is to just pump out more and more insulin. So for years, you can have a perfect blood sugar reading, all while this hormonal flood is silently wrecking your system. High insulin is always the first domino to fall. Okay, I know that all sounds pretty bleak, but I want you to lean in for this next part, because it's the most important part. This is not a life sentence. We can absolutely fix this. Let's talk about how to reclaim your metabolism.
This is not a disease you're stuck with forever. It's a dysfunction. It's simply a mismatch between our ancient biology, which was built for a world where food was scarce, and our modern world of constant processed food abundance. Your body isn't broken. It's just running the wrong program because we're giving it the wrong signals. We just have to reboot the system. And the path to recovery is actually incredibly straightforward. It boils down to 3 key things. First, you have to change your fuel. Move away from the processed junk that spikes your insulin and focus on real, whole foods. Second, change your timing. Our bodies were never meant to be digesting food 15 hours a day. Giving your system a break is absolutely crucial for letting insulin levels come down. And third, restore your balance. We need to give ourselves the vitamins and minerals they're starving for so they can start listening to hormonal signals properly again. And just how powerful can changing your timing be? Well, there was a recent study where people with metabolic syndrome did just one thing. They ate all their food within a 10-hour window each day. They didn't even change what they ate. The results? They lost weight, lost belly fat, and improved their blood pressure and cholesterol. It's such a simple, powerful lever we can all pull.
So look, here's the bottom line. Your body isn't broken. It's just running on corrupted software from our modern environment. Deep down, your body is programmed for health, for vitality. Our job is just to give it the right instructions and the right raw materials to do what it already knows how to do. The most important thing to remember is that insulin resistance is not your destiny. It's just a response to the signals you're sending. And if you change those signals, you change the outcome. Your metabolic code can be rewritten. The only question is, are you ready to take back the keyboard?